Well, I really just kind of wanted to give a general review of Xbox Game Pass. I don't usually do these, so it's kind of weird for me, but it was $1, and I was like, hey, why not give it a try? It's $1, right? So I'll start off by saying this: I don't like turn-based combat, and I don't like indie games, and I'm really bad at first-person shooters. So really, I was just kind of hoping to play some RPGs, you know, uh, stuff like that. But I honestly found some gems. Um, I never tried A Way Out. I watched a video on it, and it was like some guy hammering. I think it was Donkey, and he just spent the whole time hammering. Uh, Age of Empires. If you like those games, they're fantastic. They really are. A Plague Tale. I actually got for free on. I think my Epic launcher is where I got it for free. So I never played it on Game Pass. I did download it and play it for a little while before I got Game Pass, and hang on, okay. It was really fun. It was something I really wanted to get into, and I think I'll go back to it once I finish with Game Pass. I never tried Among Us. I heard it's really popular. I just never had any desire to try it. Anthem, I played well a couple years ago on EA Play. It was fantastic. We played through the whole thing, got to the end game, and then we moved on. Ark, I've had Ark for years. It's fantastic. If you like survival games, never tried Art of the Rally. I tried Ark's Fatalis, but it wouldn't let me use a controller. And I don't really like mouse and keyboard, so I just kind of uninstalled it. Astroneer I've had for years. Um, a lot of these are just like little indie games. I don't really like the Battlefield games. Not that I've played them since I got a computer. Uh, so if you like Battlefield, they're all there. Uh, Never tried BattleTech. Battletoads is, I mean, it's Battletoads, right? So a lot of these I didn't even try because they were indie games, and I'm just not a fan. Burnout is always a good game. Let's see, Children of Morta. My friend actually has that for the Switch. It's, excuse me, it's amazing. Especially if you have multiple people to play with, it is so good. And it's just an RPG or ARPG, like Diablo style, but totally different play style. Because you're using a controller, so it's all. Anyways, um, City Skylines is a city builder. I don't. I mean, if I want to play a city builder, I'll play it on my phone, right? I didn't try Comanche, but I looked at it and I was like, man, if I wanted to fly a helicopter, that's the game to play. Code Vein, I tried for a little bit, and it just didn't really get. It didn't really hook me with the story. Let's see, Conan. I've seen Conan. It's big sale. It's a survival game where people are naked. Right? Crackdown 3. Now let me tell you about Crackdown 3. They got Terry Crews to play the main character in Crackdown 3. So if you like Terry Crews and you like Crackdown, this is the game. It's just like the other game. It's just like the other Crackdowns. You run around, you jump over buildings, you shoot people. It's fantastic. It's simple. It has a story to it. And it felt a lot like um Middle Earth, the Middle Earth games. Like Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor, I think was the first one. Yeah. Because it starts you out with a little area, right? And I think the original Crackdowns did this too, so they probably just copied it from Middle Earth, but that's just my reference point. Um, and you just go and you conquer different areas, and you take out the bad guy in each area, and that's the game, and it's awesome. Craftopia. I don't even know where to begin with this game. This game is phenomenal. It's a survival game. It's a crafting game. but it also has dungeons. Like there are dungeons, there are enemies for you to fight. There's an entire combat system, and it's early access. So they're going to develop it further. Uh, I've never played cricket in my life. Never even seen it played. Uh, I don't even know what that is. That might be new. Crusader Kings is the age. It's like Age of Empires from what I saw. I just didn't have any desire to play Crisis. I probably should have given it a try though. It looks really cool. Curse of the Dead Gods is supposed to be really good. Dungeons and Dragons: Dark Alliance. That game is just it's good, but it's missing something. And what it's missing is another person to play with you. Because if you play the dwarf, it takes forever to kill things. Darkest Dungeon is a 2D side scroller. Uh, Dead by Daylight is a PvP game. Not really interested. I've played Dead Space, so I didn't want to go through them again. They're good. Deep Rock Galactic. This game is dwarfs in space. You have four dwarfs, and they each have different classes and different weapons, and you go and you mine asteroids and you fight off whatever alien race is on that asteroid that doesn't want you to collect all its stuff. Um, Basically, you're the American government, and you're killing all the Indians. Yeah. Uh, wow. Destroy All Humans, fantastic game from back in the day. I've played Dishonored, and I love it. Doom, couldn't use a controller, but I did play some of the original Doom, and it was good. It was really fun. You know, it's a classic game that if you like, just you just want to go and shoot shit. That's the game right there. I tried Doom Eternal, but I couldn't log into my Bethesda. It's probably just user error. I have Dragon Age Inquisition, and I played the other Dragon Age games before. My brother actually has Dragon Quest 11, and it's turn based, kind of like Final Fantasy. And I didn't try Dungeon Keeper because it was like a tower defense game. I mean, I'm sure it's cool if you like tower defense games. Empire Sin seemed, I don't know, I just wasn't interested. I've played the Fallout series, Farming Simulator. If you want to farm, that's the game for you. Faye, I tried it when I had EA Play on Steam, and I couldn't get a controller to work, so I just never tried it. The Final Fantasies, if you like Final Fantasy, there you go. Five Nights at Freddy's, they're all here. I think. I think there's five, right? Or four? There's four. Okay, there's four. One, two, three, four. Yeah, they're all here. Frostpunk is a city builder management game. I've watched people play it and it looks cool. Gang Beats is, oh my gosh, that game is so funny if you have people to play it with. Gears of War is, well, Gears of War. Goat Simulator. I love me some Goat Simulator. That game was really fun. I played like a good hour or two, just running around, just fucking with people because you're a goat. Um, I don't have any friends to play golf with friends with. Greedfall will not work on the PC. It just won't. Or it won't. It works on the PC. Let me rephrase that. A controller will not work with this game on the PC. That's a more accurate statement. Um, a controller just doesn't work unless you use like a Joy-to key background app, which is annoying. Grounded, I actually played it before I got Game Pass, and it was really fun. It's a cool little survival. It's got a neat aspect to it. I like it. Hades is supposed to be really good. I never really played it though. Actually, now that I think about it, There's a couple of these that I just never touched. But there's a reason for that, and I'll get into that in a minute. All the Halos, I couldn't get one Halo to download. It wanted me to download the whole collection for whatever reason. I don't know. Maybe I'm dumb. I didn't try any of these because they just didn't. Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. Though that game, oops, that game's intense. I say it's intense, but I've also had people come in and just be like, "That's really cool." So if you can handle people whispering negative thoughts to you, play it. It has a really beautiful story, and the combat is actually really fun. So, and it also has puzzles if you like puzzles. Let's see. Human Fall Flat. I actually installed this recently and played it. I actually played it last night. And let me tell you, it's a little puzzle game and it's silly. It's adorable. If you like puzzle games or platformers, that's where it's at. Humankind, um, I haven't tried it because, well, this is the right. So if you like this kind of game, like the strategy games, that's what they are, strategy games, right? If you like them, that's probably fantastic, really. Um, Injustice 2 is a fighting game. This is a phone game. Jade Empire, I've never been able to get it to work on any platform. Iron Harvest looked really cool, but it's a strategy game. And I don't really understand how it works. I don't know if you are the guy and you just walk around, or I don't know. It looked cool, but at the same time, I was like, I don't understand what this game is supposed to be. Just Cause 4, I played it on PlayStation and it was cool, but I didn't really play it here. A lot of these, man, Knockout City is supposed to be cool. This is a card game. Limbo was, I mean, okay, so it's a 2D side scroller platformer puzzle game. Yeah, that was a mouthful. But it there's something about it that's just really nice to play when you just want to play something. There's Madden, there's Maneater, where you're a shark. You start off as a baby shark, and you have to eat things to get bigger. The bigger you get, the more areas you unlock, and you just eat more and more things. And then eventually you can just go eat people. I think that's the goal. Mass Effect series is on here. I mean, it's Mass Effect. They're fantastic if you like first person shooter RPGs. Medieval Dynasty is a gem. It really is. So the premise of this game is it's an RPG. It's like think Fallout, right? But you're in a medieval time period, and your goal is to take over all the land and be a good lord to your people. But first, you have to become a lord. So your goal is to eventually just become king. I'm not real sure how you achieve this, but from what I played, it was really good. And I don't know if it's polished yet, but the mechanics of it for a survival game are really nice. Um, yeah, and you can talk to people, and there's quests and stuff. So like, there's got to be a story in there. I just didn't find it. Like, there's got to be a storyline or something. But the premise of the game is to build a dynasty, and like you have to like have a kid because when you die. You die. You either go back to the next point. If you don't, I think if you don't have a kid, it just takes you back to the your last save point. But if you have a kid, you just become the kid, which I think is a fantastic way to do it. Much like Red Dead did when at the end of Red Dead you just become his son. Ratchet and Clank did the thing where every time you beat the game, you start over. And I think if you have a child, because I think there's a skill tree. So if your skills reset with your death, with reincarnating into the child, then th- that's got to be fantastic, right? I mean, you lose all your progress, but you can start over and start anew and just work forward. But you already have all the social status that you originally created. So I think that game has a lot of potential. Um, and you can really tell which games I actually played because I talk about them more. Okay, so Flight Simulator. I have actually played this game. My brother has this game, and he has like flight sticks and the whole setup, and it's really cool. And you just fly planes, and like there's buttons and all kinds of stuff. It's awesome. It's really in depth. Shadow of War. I still have not beaten this game, and I think I have about 30 hours in it. But I own this game, um, on Steam, not on this. Let's see, Minecraft Dungeons. I mean, I never even tried it because it's Minecraft. I know what Minecraft is. Mirror's Edge is a fantastic game from back in the day where you're just doing parkour and trying to run from people. Let's see. I played Myst. It's on my YouTube channel. Uh, I couldn't figure out the first island puzzle, but it's really pretty. Need for Speed. I love the Need for Speeds, but Heat is hands down the best. I've tried Hot Pursuit. I've tried Most Wanted. I've tried Payback. I've tried Rivals and Need for Speed. I haven't tried this one. That looks cool. But Need for Speed Heat definitely is fantastic. If you like racing games. Near Automata was, oh my gosh. So Near Automata is so good. It really is. I cannot. I only played it for like 30 minutes because I died. And I was just having one of those days where I was just trying to play a bunch of games. And Near Automata, oh my gosh, the change in style of play makes this game fantastic. If you haven't played it, go watch somebody play it or play it yourself. I mean, I recommend playing it yourself. I would recommend this game, and I played 30 minutes of it. That's how much fun I had. Okay, No Man's Sky. You can't fly into the fucking sun. You can't. I tried for an hour and a half. Can't fly into the sun. I'm not real sure what the point of the game is, but I talked to some people and I tried to fly into the sun for a while. Can't do it. So that's my takeaway from No Man's Sky is you cannot fly away from the sun or into the sun. I'm sorry. Nowhere Prophet looks really cool, right? It's a card game. That's all I have to say about that. Octopath Traveler looks really cool, but it's done like this. Um, and really, I would love to give this game a try because I guarantee whoever did this did it well. I just don't like them. I just the style. I don't like it. I'm picky about games, but I will try games that I don't know if I'm gonna like or not. Ori, I watched somebody play this, and it's a 2D side scroller, and it honestly it looked like a wonderful game to play. Outlast is supposed to scare you. Overcooked is a kids game that I would probably rather play in VR because I think that was a VR game. Pathway, I don't even know where to begin. This is like XCOM. Let's see. I didn't even look at this stuff. Pillars of Eternity. Now, Pillars of Eternity is a game that is done in a style that I don't like, but it's supposed to have a fantastic story. And I still haven't tried it. And I'll tell you why in a minute. Um, Plants vs Zombies is, well, it's Plants vs Zombie. Populous is black and white. Uh, I don't. You're a god hand and you control your people. Power Rangers is a fighting game. Prey is, that game is so in depth, and it will scare you. It will scare you. You will scream. Not because something. It's more of a startling game. Like if you don't like being startled by a video game, don't play that game. Because the bad guys in that game are called mimics, and they turn into random objects. They can turn into anything. They can be a chair. I think my first hour of that game, I whacked every chair and table and coffee cup and everything I saw. Let's see. President Architect is a management game. Proteus is some kind of 8-bit game. Psychonauts and Psychonauts 2 is free on Game Pass, and it just came out. It like just came out. Day one releases they give you. The Quakes are here if you like Quake. Rage 2 looks interesting. I didn't try it. Ranji, I tried because it looked really cool and it hooked me with the story. I don't remember what else though. Like I don't think the gameplay was great, but the story was like, oh, it's something new, so let's give it a try. I tried Remnant from the Ashes, and it is like was it Gears of War Horde mode? Is that what it's called? Where basically you have a point and you have to defend that point from things that are attacking that point. And you have guns, or there's multiple classes, and it's really in depth and it's really good. I don't like Resident Evil games. Um, Rocket Arena is Rocket Arena. I honestly don't have any desire to try it. Sea of Solitude, though, I have played all the way through from start to finish. It is one of the only games I've actually played from start to finish because I did it in about 3 hours. That's about how long it takes, and it is a beautiful story about depression. Um, so, if you need to feel better about your depression, play that game. That's pretty much it. Sea of Thieves, I've owned. I've played since alpha. It's a wonderful game that is ruined by the community, but it's only ruined by the community because you can't turn PvP off. But that's the whole point of the game. So, while the PvE aspect of the game is beautiful and fantastic, and there's so much to do, there's also that aspect of, and you can play this game. It's a little inconvenient, but you can avoid people altogether on this game, and you can actually play it just PvE. And I've done it, and it's wonderful. But the first time I played it, before it really, like after about the year mark, it really hit a new stride when they really started expanding the content, because the first year they were just trying to finish the game to what they wanted it to be to start off with, right? And then at that year mark, they're like, all right, here's what we're going to do. Here's more and more and more and more and more. We're going to just give you so much to do all the time. And it really took off in popularity, especially once they moved it over to Steam. Um, so there's that. Second Extinction, I don't think I ever played it, but I wanted to try it. It just looks like a game that might be kind of cool. Shadow Warrior, I didn't know. I've wanted to play this game for a long time, and I just may have been having a bad day. But I played probably 15 minutes of it and was like, I don't care. I don't know what this is. because it's new. There's Sim City, Slay the Spire, Slime Rancher. Okay, so this is why I haven't this game right here, Solasta, Crown of the Magister. This is why I haven't played some of the games that I'm like maybe I'll try it, but I don't know. Because this game is fantastic. If you like D&D, I don't like turn-based combat. I don't like the combat in this game, or the style of combat in this game, I should say. Um, but I've also played Divinity 2 and Baldur's Gate 3, and if you like those games or Pillars of Eternity, if you like them, you're gonna love Solasta because Solasta, you don't have to choose every line that your character says. They have a script that goes off based that it seems like it's based off their personality, right? So your personality, your class, your everything combined. Um, it's like there's a template for who says what line, and they have to match certain criteria or something because it changes every time you play. It's a different story, or well, it's the same story, told a different way, and I think that's wonderful because you don't want a different story every time. You want the same story told a different way because that's the real magic is having a story that's good enough to be able to tell different multiple ways and it still be good. Um, Spellforce is some card game. Spiritfarer looks really cool. I might play it eventually. Spore is a game that I played. I think everybody played it back in like 2010 or whatever, whenever it came out. Because it was, I mean, you make a rate or you make a species, and then that species makes more species, and it evolves, and it's really cool. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. If you like Star Wars, and you like third person RPGs, this is where it's at. It was fun. I played it. It was really good. Battlefront, I played back in the day. I didn't try the new one. Squadrons is supposed to be really good. Starbound is not my type of game, but I hear good things. State of Decay might be a game that I'll play. It's on my maybe list. Stellaris is a game that I was like, man, this right here, this right, 9 out of 10. Infinitely replayable. I was excited, so I clicked it. It's a strategy game. All right, not great, but okay. And then it's this, and I was like, man, I bet this is fantastic if you like managing things. I don't like managing things. Subnautica is beautiful crafting game. I've never really done anything other than swim around and collect shit in it. Super Lucky's Tale is a platformer like old school Banjo and those kind of games. Speaking of which, okay, so if you have Game Pass and you have an Xbox, man, if I had an Xbox, I would never get rid of this because it has the old Banjo Kazooies on it. But you can't play them on PC, which I think is garbage. Uh, the Bard's Tale ARPG is fantastic. It really is. I really enjoyed playing this. Um, I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about it. I was excited, but I was also kind of like I don't know. It's good. If you like ARPGs, it's good. The Bard is comical. Like it's basically just punchline after punchline. The Bard's Tale 4 is basically the Bard's Tale, right? The trilogy, but it's a third person RPG. Whereas it's a more modern telling of the Bard's Tale, and I think that's fantastic that they just redid it in a new way. It might be a different story, but it's the same area, same concept. I played through the first one a little bit, and it was, okay. It was essentially the same story as 4, starting off. Um, Dark Pictures, Man of Medan. is a movie game. But you actually control one of the characters. Um, and then like it has big cinematic cutscenes. But you have to like get to the next area, and I think it's puzzles. I played a little bit of it, and it was honestly it was really pretty and really fun. From what I played, I've played all the Elder Scrolls. Um, the Falconeer is a game I've been looking at, but I haven't touched yet. The Long Dark seems interesting. The Outer Worlds is I don't know what kind of rating this game has, but if you like Fallout and you want to play Fallout in space, that's the Outer Worlds. That and I really like Fallout type game, like Fallout 3 type games. So um, it really had me. I think I played 2 or 3 hours of it, or 4 or 5. No, I don't know. I have like 2 hours on YouTube, but I played more than that. Let's see. The Yakuza. So I played Yakuza 1, and I was like, man, this game is so much fun, but it's in Japanese. So if you don't mind reading the story, this is the game. It's super fun. I'm pretty sure all the games are really good. There's Titanfalls. Torchlight 3 is a game I actually own, and it's really good if you like ARPGs. Let's see. Unravel is a game I've actually played, and it is a like side scroller platformer puzzle game, and it's really fun. I tried Undertale. I just didn't feel like reading that day, so I felt like that was the breaking point for me was I had to read. I haven't tried Wasteland. Um, I don't know. Let's see. I haven't really done a whole lot down here. The Wolfenstein series is first-person shooters, so if you like those, let's see. Yakuza. Oh, I tried Yakuza Like a Dragon, and I would rather go read than play that game. That's how I feel about it. The combat was like weirdly turn-based, and I don't know, just the way it was set up felt awkward. Ukulele, I have the first one, but I haven't got very far in it. And then there's Zoo Tycoon, where you build a zoo. So that's the PC games, right? And honestly, I don't think any of the games on here, I was just like, man, this is a terrible game, right? So any game I tried, I was, I never went, man, this game sucks. I was just like, man, I'm just, it's not selling me. Except, um, except the Yakuza Like a Dragon, because it was like, all right, you're gonna do real time turn based combat, and I was like, no, I'm good, bud. So that is the PC games. Um, so all in all, I paid $1 for Game Pass, and it has been well worth my dollar. Um, I think it's like $10 a month for PC, and then 15 if you have an Xbox too. If you have an Xbox, I don't know why you don't have this because I'm pretty sure it comes with Xbox Live. And on top of that, it has all the Banjo Kazooies. So if you were born around my age, you understand how important that is, and how detrimental it is that it's not on PC. But all in all, I give Xbox Game Pass a thumbs up. It's fucking good. You should try it.